Marrying more than one in Islam is not to degrade her, but to protect her dignity. Let's watch, guys. But before that, do me a favor to subscribe to this channel, Mr. Inspiration Ghana, and don't forget to hit on the notification bell for future videos. Let's watch.
Muslim men are allowed to marry 4 or 5 times, I think. So I actually don't see any logic in this because I believe it's one man, one woman. That's the institution of marriage. So please clarify. Thank you.
In Islam, men marry 4 times, 5 times. Why? As far as polygyny is concerned, a man having more than one wife, Islam is the only religion, and Quran is the only religious scripture on the face of the earth which says marry only one. There is no religious scripture besides the Quran. I'm a student of comparative religion, which says marry only one. There's no verse in the Bible, no verse in the Bhagavad Gita, no verse in the Veda which says marry only one except the Quran. If you read the Hindu scriptures in Ramayana, the father of Sri Ram, how many wives did he have? How many wives?
More than one?
More than one. 3 wives. Fine. Shri Krishna, according to Mahabharata, how many wives he had?
Unlimited.
Not unlimited. You don't know your scripture well.
No.
Did he have 4 wives? No.
I have no idea.
Not 4, not 100, not 1,000, 16,108 wives. How many wives he had? 16,108. So why can't we Muslims have 4? What's the problem? When Shri Krishna can have 16,108 wives, why can't we have 4? Now, let's analyze what does the Quran say. Quran says in Surah Nisa chapter 4 verse number 3, marry women of your choice in 2s, 3s or 4s. But if you can't do justice, marry only one. This statement, marry only one, is only given in the Quran and no other religious scripture. It says, marry women of your choice in 2s, 3s or 4s. But if you can't do justice, marry only one. So if you want to marry more than one woman, one of the criteria of the Quran is you should do justice. If you can't do justice, you should marry only one. Now, what are the reasons, logical reasons a person can think that why has Islam permitted certain men to have more than one wife? Suppose I agree with your philosophy, sister, you said, one man, one woman. If I agree with you, sister, with your philosophy, one man, one woman. And suppose my sister happens to be in America, or your sister happens to live in America. And suppose the market is saturated. One man, one woman, saturated. Yet there will be 7.8 million females who will not find life partners. One man, one woman. Now the option for these 7.8 million females is either marry a man who already has a wife or become public property. You say, Dr. Zakir Naik, public property, such a harsh word. Sister, it is the most sophisticated word I can use. I cannot use a more sophisticated word than public property. So if my sister happens to live in America, or if your sister happens to live in America, and the option is given to her, and suppose the market is saturated, every man has found a woman for himself. And unfortunately, if my sister, or if your sister happens to be one of the women who has not found a life partner, the only option for them is either marry a man who already has a wife or become public property. Any modest woman would opt for the first. Sister, what would you opt for your sister? Marrying a man who already has a wife or become public property?
My sister's too young to be married. So
when she grows up and if she happens to go to America, or if you happen to be in America,
her choice.
What would you prefer for her? You're the elder sister. Would you prefer her becoming public property or marry a man who already has a wife and get equal rights? In Islam, if you have a second wife, you give equal rights. In America, the public property has got no rights. She's degraded. She's dishonored. In Islam, she has an equal right. She gets honor. What would you prefer for younger sister when she grows up? Sometimes it's difficult to speak the truth, sister, correct? Especially in front of such a large audience. Anyway, I've got your answer, sister.
Thank you.
And your silence speaks for that.
Thank you.
So, this is the reason why men have been allowed to have more than one wife. Note, this is not compulsory on men, but it is optional. If you know you can do justice, as the Quran already mentioned, go for one. Yes, the criteria behind marrying more than one is to be justice. If you can't do justice, it is not fard on you to go for more than one wife in Islam. The most interesting part of this is that the Muslims must be very cared for one another, as the Quran already stated, "Innamal mu'minuna ikhwa." We are all one. So much so, they care for one another up to the extent that the Muslims, women who are fearful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, will share their husband to another woman in order to protect their dignity. This is what Islam is all about. Look at how beautiful Islam is. Allahu Akbar. So please don't move. Kindly subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit on the notification bell for future videos like this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.